Good morning. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to my tiny little corner of Berwick, Maine. Greetings from Maine, everybody. To Tammy's Stitches. This is my tiny little channel about cross stitch and whatever else I can get my crafty little fingers onto. This is FlossTube number 115, and today is November 7th, 2025, and it's been a rather busy week. Oh, hold on, please. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot something. So, like I mentioned, this is FlossTube number 115, and today is November 7th, 2025. Let's get started, shall we? Believe it or not, I got a finish. I got a staff. And this is from Hands On Designs. It's an imprint. And this one is the Harvest imprint. And I used 18 count scrap of 18 count pumpkin patch, which was a Forbidden Fabric Company Fabric of the Month. And I also used it's called Silk Gatherer's Autumn Honey for the pumpkin, and I changed up the other colors just a little bit, but it's very pretty, it's very cute, and this is big enough to be a TC. So alright, so I have my board here. It has my regular finishes, my finishes for 2025, and my small finishes. So on my small finishes, that is from Hands On. So this is 6. And that was Sunday, November 2nd. So, there you go. That's that. Okay, now that took 585 stitches for a start to finish. So, I did write down the penguin, but I only got 50 stitches on that, and that's for I Spy. I didn't have a couple of the colors, so I had to order them, and they haven't come in yet. Okay. So, my weekly focus has been Deer and Owl by Nara X-stitches on Etsy. The last time you saw this, I only had a little bit of this horn done. But now, I have look at that. I got 1,032 stitches on this in 5 days. So I started this on December 31st, 2024, and I'm stitching it on a 16 count white Aida. My goal was 2,000. I have definitely surpassed that. I am at 3,058 stitches completed. It's all my math on the back. because this is not in Pattern Keeper, this is paper. So I think what I might do with this is continue to work on it like the 30th, 31st of every month, plus, you know, work on it again for a week and do 200 stitches a day for 1 week. And hopefully that'll bring it along with any luck. Don't know. There's a lot of brown in this. So that's my weekly focus. And then I have a new start. This was my as you can see, I have my Never Forget Bingo. This was number 22, which is the owl sampler. So it looks like it's all done. It's got beautiful colors, absolutely beautiful colors, and it takes a lot of the same colors as the squirrel sampler, so that's why I have it in the same bag. I started this on November 6th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count toasted coconut, which was a Forbidden Fiber Company Fabric of the Month. I'm using the Call for Floss. It's got 13,392, and out of that I have 223 done, and I am at 1.67%, and my goal is 5,000 stitches. And all I got what is that little corner done? So, there it is. Very pretty. I don't know if I'm going to give this to my stepdaughter or not when it's done. I don't know. I might just keep them as a set. Okay, I need that one later. So that is the owl sampler, and that was for Never Forget Bingo. Next one is the Pilgrim from Cottage Garden Sampling, and this one was number 19. I started this on the 5th of October, November. And I'm stitching it on an 18 count vintage country mocha. And I'm using the called for GMC. Now my goal is 5,000. And since I don't have this paper, I got 227 stitches here. And I got the corn stalk, and the white shows up much better in person, but I did get the corn stalk done. Beautiful. And I hope to work on this again before the end of November. Maybe I'll pull it out for Thanksgiving. Moves. Because I also realized that I had the scarecrow. I just might pull that out. I might start this one too. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so that was the Pilgrim. Alright, and I've got all the snowman, this whole snowman series in the same bag. Okay, next. I worked on Hare and Acorns by Wanderlings Stitches, and that one was number 6. This one was a little bit of a trial this time around. I don't know why, but it was. I started this on September 5th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count jade for Picture This Plus, and I'm using the Call for Floss. My goal is just to finish it, and I have completed 546 stitches. And here it is. Working on the rabbit or the hare. But what I did was I finished this leaf and worked on this leaf and then did all the stems for the rest of the leaves. And then I started working on the rabbit. So I got his little nose all set. Because he's looking at the acorns. I love these things. Oh my god. And they have so many of them that I want to do them all. So I got 200 stitches exactly on that one. And this one I do not need anymore. Okay, next. Okay. This one was part of my wrestling roundup. I was actually able to get 2 of them done. I tried to work on 2 others, but one Patches wouldn't let me to do, and the other one I got distracted by something else. I have a craft fair coming up tomorrow, and I've been in my kitchen feverishly working on dog treats, and a lot of them take a little bit of time because you have to roll them out. So they're not just stop and drop. Alright, where are you? Come on. Oh, right there. Okay, so the wrestler was Dusty Rhodes. And I think it was the figure 4 leg lock. So Dusty Rhodes was a 300, figure 4 is 100. So I needed to get 400 on Nocturnal Messenger. Can't wait to get to some of the darker colors. But this one's not a very big one at all. I had a card for this one. I do. This is a Nocturnal Messenger by Luthien Arts. I started this on January 31st, 2025, using an 18 count easy guide. I'm using the called for colors. My goal is 5,000. Out of 30,000 stitches, I have completed 2,384, and I am at 7.95%. Get that off there. And here I am. I completed 403. So I worked some up here, and I worked some down here, and I put in this blue. And I realized how much I missed working on this because I haven't worked on it for so long. So, I don't know. We'll see about hauling this out. Maybe I'll do it for one of my weekly focuses. And 200 stitches a day. Okay. The other thing I worked on was another wrestling roundup. And I know it was John Cena. Can't remember what move it was, but the premium live event was Spring Breaker. And believe it or not, I got 442 stitches on this, which was really pretty good. This is by Jardin Prive. And I started this on May 27th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count Havisham from Picture This Plus. I'm using Sulky 4020, and my goal is 3,000 stitches. Out of that, I have completed 1,603. Like I said, I got 442 stitches on this. And here we are. So I finished this motif here, did the flower, did this little doodad here, and I put in the rabbits. And I started working on the letter D. And this is kind of a camo color. And spring is, you know, you get all different colors of green because it's all coming back from winter. So it's all new growth. So I think I picked the right color there. But I'm very proud of myself for getting almost... If I had done 8 more stitches, I would have got 450. So, but I don't need that one anymore. At least not right now. Okay. Now, next one was Autumn U, which was number 15. And this is the Autumn U from Plum Street Samplers. I started this on September 18th, 2025. I'm using, I think, 18 count boughs of holly. I'm using the DMC conversion. My goal is 2,000 stitches. And I have 1,287 left to go. And so far I've completed 713 stitches. Here we are. I filled in a couple of the trees. I added some more at the top, and I worked on the trees. So I filled in here and here, worked here and here, put this branch in here, and then worked across the top. So next time I pick this up, I'm going to do some more across the top and then kind of fill it as I go. This is not going to be one that goes quickly. Which is fine. Fine. I'm good. Alright. So I don't need this one anymore. Yay. I mean, you know, slow progress is better than no progress at all. Alright, next one is how to make your acorns, which was number 2. And here we go. Alright, I started this one on March 2nd, 2025. I'm using an 18 count cream and sugar from Fiber on a Whim. I'm using the DMC conversion. My goal is 1500. I have completed 1,476, so I don't have that much more to go before I get the goal, which is awesome. So what did I do to get 200 stitches? I worked on, finished this acorn here and started on that one. This quilt star block here, this is going to be a trial, so I think I might wait, get everything else done and then finish filling in that. So, now that I have that in there, I'm able to move on to the acorns. So, but yeah. This one I definitely might work on again before the end of the month. I also might start the Autumn Squirrel by the Blue Flower as well. I have the Halloween Squirrel that I'm trying to finish. Not as much as I want to, but you know. This also has the same color conversion, DMC conversion, as the Autumn Acorns, and that's why it's in there. I also want to get the Winter Squirrel and the Winter Acorns, and Spring Squirrel, Spring Acorns, if they have it, and Summer. Next is, Maybell. I'm not quite sure how much I got done on Maybell. Okay, I got 450. Did not finish my 1,000 yet, but here is Maybell. And she is the most adorable thing ever. And I thought these were dragons, but now I'm looking at them, they're more like dinosaurs, which is fine. I'm good with it. Okay, and Maybell I started on October 30th, 2025. I'm using a 25 count and stitching 1/1 full cross. I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 5,000. And out of 30,000 stitches, I have completed 650, and I am at 2.17%. And I think I might have made a small oops, so I need to figure that out. That, and I'm waiting for color. And of course, it's one of the colors that I need right now. So this is how far I got with Mabel. I'm just kind of picking a spot and picking color and putting that color in, and then when that's all done, pick another spot, pick another color. So that's what I'm doing with that one. That's Maybell. And another reason why I love her is because she's full of purple, and I'm going to keep her out and try to work on her some more. So that's Mabel. Next. This is the skull sampler, and this was the sampler I picked for the month of November. picture for this one. Okay, where are you? Where do I have a feeling it's further up? Right back. Nope, it's right there. This is the skull sampler. Let's see if I put it on the card. This is the skull sampler, and it's by Kohl Lipe. Kohl like coals, and then Lipe on Etsy. And I started this on November 1st, 2025, and I'm using an 18 count sterling. I'm using Blackout from Live and Die in LA, and my goal is 5,000. Now there's 11,282 stitches, and I've completed 245, and I am at 2.17%. And this is the Blackout. And as you can see, it does have like purple tones in it. And like I said, I'm doing this on a sterling. I'm almost done with the very first block. I hope I don't graphic here. Yep, right there. These up here are skulls, they just need to be filled in, and there's a big skull in here, but I just want to get this part done. So, I don't know if I'm going to be working on this anytime on Saturday, probably when I get home from the craft fair, depending upon how I feel, because, so, it's going to be a huge one, so I think my anxiety level may be going way up in the sky. Okay. Next. Didn't work on that. Did not work on that. I know I've got a gnome here somewhere. Oh, I put it in with the Thanksgiving one. The next one from my it was the first one. This one I spun for Saturday, and it was the umbrella gnome. And this is from Favorite Gnome or Cute Embroidery. He's so cute. I love the colors in that. And this is the Umbrella Gnome by Favorite Gnome. I started it on November 1st, 2025. I'm stitching this on a 18 count Hufflepuff that I got from To Die For Fabrics on Etsy. I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 2,500 stitches. Now out of 6,980, I have completed 205, and I am at 2.94%. And if it goes. Yep. And here we are. I love this fabric. Make sure I got the right side here. Yep. I love this fabric. It's a dream to stitch on. I just love it. Absolutely love it. So I have to thank Laura Stitching by the Shore for advertising it so well. Okay, I need to keep this in here. Now, that was that. Did that. Maybell. Just one more thing. Alright. I don't have a good picture of this one. I should get one. But I'm seriously considering starting it over because I don't like it right now. Okay. So, this is the Nevermore Quaker, and I just decided I wanted to work on this one. No rhyme, no reason. Just did a swee-wee moment. And this is the Nevermore Quaker by Lila Studios. I started this on March 17th, 2025. I'm using a 25 count Stormy Night and using the called for floss, which are all the specialty flosses. My goal for this is 3,000. Out of 15,443, I have completed 1,463, and I am at 9.47%. And oop, that is the wrong one. This one. Now, I finally made it over to the end, and you can see a discrepancy in my margins. Now, finishing things, I'm not the best, but I do work on it. I do try. And I don't know. I just don't like that. So, if you think I should restart it, please comment down below. I'm not, like I said, I'm not thrilled. This was the first thing I tried on 25 count that was 1/1. And now it's like, ugh. It's not that I dislike the 1/1. It's, I dislike how I measured. So, that's gots to go. Alright. So, that is everything that I did for the week. In between making dog treats and going back and forth to the high school to pick up my daughter from rehearsals late at night, so I've been kind of tired because of that. So, anyway. So that is that. And I did 14 projects, which isn't actually not that bad for me. Alright, I do have some Let me put them over here. Ooh. Oh, that's weird. They disappeared somewhere. Anyway, that's alright. I do have a little bit of stash, and we're going to go over a few plans. Okay. I got done with my counseling appointment yesterday afternoon, and I decided there were certain places I didn't feel like going, so didn't go. But when I was done, I noticed that there were a couple places that were having major sales. So I picked up this. This is the spring books, the seasonal books. We have spring, we have summer, we have autumn, we have winter. This is by Moonlight, or Moonlit Stitches on Etsy. And then okay. Don't remember where I got this one. But the mock-up's not very good, as you can see. So I gotta figure that one out. I got the little owl as well. These were from Zana Crosswell with Alice. Hers usually run about $11, which actually isn't bad. But this one was on sale for $4. So I'm like, mine, add to cart. And this is the Autumn Sampler. It's from Box and Fox. And then we have The Witch of Pumpkin Hill. This is also by Zana Crosswell. $4. So, if she has a sale going on and you like her stuff, I suggest you go and see her. Alright. So, plans. Plans/goals. Alright. Today, for the Never Forget Bingo, it's number 16, which is the Autumn Cake Stand, or Thanksgiving Cake Stand. This I think I'm going to do on a 16/18 coffee tea dyed fabric and 200 stitches. When I got that one from you, this blue, the Halloween one, I fell in love with it, and I had to order some more. So I did. Okay. So that's for today, if I can get to it today. Tomorrow will be the skull sampler, if I can get to it, and whatever I spin for the weekend. For next week, starting on Monday. It's going to be the Fox in the Forest from Celtic Rose cross stitch, and that's going to be my weekly focus. And then after that is Four Seasons Autumn, and then the Thanksgiving quicker. And I'm going to try to work on some more of my wrestling roundup. One of them is Hulk Hogan, Clothesline, both 200, and it's Eloise and the Shadowbird, so I need to get 400 on that. The other one I tried to work on was John Cena, just 200. Attitude adjustment, no. Diesel, attitude adjustment, so that's 300 stitches on Gothic Light. So those two I'm hoping to finish up next week, or try to get done, like maybe work some this weekend, and, because I really don't have to get ready for anything this coming week. And I think I might work on another one. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Bradshaw and Pump Handle Slam. So both of those were 200 piece, and it was Red Fox. So that's 400 stitches on the Red Fox. Bret Hart, Sharpshooter. Bret Hart's 300, Sharpshooter's 2. So it's 500 stitches onto Cheers. So we said Hulk Hogan, Bradshaw, Diesel. And Bret Hart. So I only have 4 left. Yay! No, I actually like doing it because sometimes I'm able to get a lot of my old stuff out and move on that. Okay, next thing is I Spy. One of the prompts is a house. One of the prompts is to work on an old whip. Now, the old whip. So we can put I Spy. Old whip. You know, like a veteran. So I got thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, the 11th is Veterans Day. So I'll get my weekly focus taken care of. I'll get my bingo taken care of. And then for my old whip, my oldest whip is dog lessons. So try to get 200 to 300. Because I'd really like to have that finished by the end of the year. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll see. The other thing was a house, and there's another imprint. Which is on the same lines as my little pumpkin thing here, my Harvest Storm. And I think it's Imprint Home. And it's got a little house. It says home. A little border around it. It's kind of the same idea, except this part is a little house and tree, and then it says home on the bottom. So I think I might do that one. There was another one. Oh, something that starts with the letter V. Now, I could either do my cute little vampire. But I don't think I'm going to do that. And the reason is because another one is prompt is something you see at Disney. Now, the reason I'm thinking about this one is because number one, I've wanted to start it for a while. Number two, it would take care of 2 prompts, and I could put 400 stitches in it, no problem. Because usually for I Spy, like with everything else, I do 200 stitches. So, what I'm thinking about doing is starting. Where are you? Oh, back up here. This is Villains. And I want to say it's by Nenny Design on Etsy. I'm not all that entirely sure, so please do not quote me on that. But this would take care of the letter V because the title of the project is, or the title of the pattern is Villains. And these are some of the villains you could probably see at Disney. I know you can see Captain Hook. These are also Disney movies. Snow White, Aladdin, Little Mermaid. Can't remember the other one. Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, Peter Pan, Hercules, Cinderella, Scar. The only one I can't remember, I know it's about a llama, or a prince that gets turned into a llama. And this one right here is Yzma. I can't remember the name. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so that's that. So I was thinking about doing that and still running ideas through my head. There's a few other prompts and I'm not sure if I'm going to do them or not. You have a topaz color or topaz color. A whip that makes you think of someone that you're grateful for, so that would probably be 3 cheers because I'm very grateful for having my daughter. Monopoly token. That's what the penguin was for. I mean, I actually have a picture of it. I'm just waiting for the threads to come in. This is from Cross Stitch TR. And I really like their stuff, but sometimes they're a little bit on the confetti heavy side. And I'm doing this on a 16 count polar from Forbidden Fiber Company. Cute. Yes. So, anyway, I've been also thinking about my Christmas, my December. Now, if this stays the way I want it to, it's going to be the first week, which is Monday the 1st till Friday the 5th, will be Christmas chicken. The 8th through the 12th would be the Nick and Carol Gobble Claws. The 15th to the 19th will be the Christmas Owl. From the 22nd to the 26th will be Winter Cometh. And then from the 29th to the 2nd will be Christmas Honor. And those are all full coverage except for Nick and Carol and Winter Cometh. Now on this, I still have a lot of thinking to do. But so far we have The Winter Quaker by Jardin Prive, Four Seasons Winter by Soda Stitch, The Christmas Piggy, the Red, Green, and White Christmas Sampler. Of course, number 13 is Frank's Monster. We have the Christmas Chicken, we have the Nutcracker, the Winter Cometh, Santa and Christmas, and Carriage Garden Samplings. Cottage Garden Samplings is the Christmas Sampler. So, that's another oldie but goodie. So, that is it as far as plans are concerned. If you guys could please comment on whether I should restart Nevermore Sampler, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. So, is there anything else? I'm thinking about starting the scarecrow. Because I really want to get them done. So in order for me to get them done, I have to work on them. And they're not that hard if you know, pick one motif or pick a, one element and just work on that one element. I also want to start the lighthouse. And that's also from Cottage Garden Samples. I also want to start Santa's house. That's part of the Fabulous House series. Do I want to do all 12? I don't know yet. I know I have those two. I'm thinking about it. I also need to start my Frosty Forest. I only got one done, and I'm gonna have to restart that one again because it's terrible. So I think I have a piece of 20 count that's pretty big. It's a blue. I might do it on that. Then, but the Frosty Forest would be kind of a cool winter project. Not necessarily snow day, but I do have to pick out a snow day project. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet. Because I know I could use one of my already started projects, but I like to start fresh. Oh, I also need to work on Noel. Gothic authors. And pick Snow Day. Now there's a couple options for the Snow Day. First one is the moose from Cross Stitch TR, because that's kind of wintry looking. So that's one. Next one would be Christmas Animals. Laszlo Cody, number 17, which is very wintry, very snowy. This would definitely be a long-term snow day stitch. last but not least is the midnight train. So those are options. I'm leaning towards the moose and the train. Only because when my husband was younger, he was, a child, he loved trains. He actually went on the train in Wolfboro. I grew up in Wolfboro and never went on the train. But he actually went on the train in Wolfboro with his parents. And for our 1-year anniversary, we spent some time in North Conway, and we went on the Conway Scenic Railroad. We didn't go for a very long trip. We went for I think it was maybe an hour and a half. But it was beautiful what we saw. You saw mountain views, and you saw people, and, not so nice places, but, it was worth it. And we sat in first class, so we had comfy seats, and, that was my second time. The first time I went with my daughter's father, and it was like 5 hours round trip, sitting on very hard seats. And there was actually, because they do like this, when they get to certain spots, they'll tell you about that particular spot. And there was one spot when we were on the mountain going up that talked about a dentist, and his name was actually Dr. Frankenstein. I was like, no way! So, yeah. So, I think the two for the snow day will be the moose, midnight train. And I'll put these two in the description box below. And if you have a preference, please vote. Just either say moose or train, and I'll know which one you're talking about. But other than that, that's all I got. And I have to walk my dog real quick and run to the store and pick up a couple things, and then I'm going to spend the rest of my, part of my day anyway, baking dog treats for tomorrow. So, because I like them fresh, so that's why I'm not. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and a wonderful stitchy week. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a theme weekend this month. I'm thinking about it. So we will see. I'm thinking about Black Friday. Yeah. So I hope that, like I said, everybody has a great week, and I'll see everybody hopefully on Friday. And if you are new here, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. If you are regular, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. I'd really appreciate it. And see you on Friday, everybody. Bye, y'all. Keep on stitching on.